What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? I'd like to welcome you to the second installment of Locked in the Cell, a show about sickle cell, living and dealing with sickle cell. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone out there that played a part, from reposting, viewing the video, your comments, just sending people that have sickle cell out there or just want to watch for things you want to know about sickle cell. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the love that I got back, all the comments, the questions, things of that nature. So thank you, everyone, from the bottom of my heart. That's what I want to do mostly, is just get the word out and spread the message and get the communication out there, get the talk going about sickle cell and things like that. So that was my whole objective, and I'm hearing things back, nothing but positivity. So thank you all for that. Like I said, I wasn't sure that I wanted to do this at the beginning, but now I think it's only right that I do something like this to speak about something that goes unnoticed in our community. But it's not just in our community either, like I said, but it's just a big thing that goes unnoticed when it comes to millions of people. And when you're dealing with someone you get in a relationship and don't know what you can pass down to your kids and things like that. So thank you, everyone. Like I said, this is going to be the second episode. The first one, I'm doing everything on my own. So the first episode, I recorded about 20 times until I got the right video. This time, I'm probably on like my fifth video, and I'm just editing and cutting out things I don't like. First video, I noticed I was mumbling, talking fast, and things like that. So I feel like the more videos I do, the more prepared I be, and it'll just get easier and easier as time goes by with more videos and learning, training myself and things I want to say. But yeah, but as far as me, I'm doing good, man. As you can see, I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. Sports are back. NBA started this season. My Lakers about to make a run. It may not be a deep run, but we're going to make some things happen. Defensively, we just got to get better. I like the team we got, man. I don't want to get rid of none of our young players. Ingram, Hart, Kuzma, Alonzo. I think they should just let them grow this season and do their thing. We just need some shooters, man. My Patriots did their thing, beat the undefeated Chiefs. I told y'all, Brady going to get that six ring. Keep playing with him. 6 ring, and that's it. I'm good after that. I wanted to go see Venom. Tom Hardy, man, did an awesome job. I knew he was going to kill it. I can't wait to the second and third one, Carnage, and then Spider-Man. The only problem I had with that was that I wish it was like rated R. Like it should have been on some Logan type shit where it was more blood, gory type thing, because that's how Venom was. But other than that, man, I've been doing good. The only difference is we had a cold front that hit Texas this week. So at the beginning of the week, like Sunday, no lie, it was like 95 degrees, nothing but sun, things of that. Now you see me now, hoodied out, long sleeve, jeans, thermal underneath. Yeah, cold front came in Monday, about 40, 50 degrees all week. So as soon as I felt that cold front, hoodies, thermos, jackets, coats, whatever I could. I do not play around with the cold because I grew up in North Carolina, Charlotte to be exact. So winter there was real winter, snow, below freezing temperature, things like that. So you had to prepare your body when dealing with temperatures, because that's what mostly affects people with sickle cell. You got to maintain that room temperature in your body. So you don't want to get too hot to where you get dehydrated and end up in a crisis, or you don't want to get too cold to where your body's shivering, the goosebumps and pain and things like that. So keep your body at in between that level of hot and cold to where you can function and keep the blood flow going throughout your body. So yeah, I've been bundled up all week. People looking at me crazy like, you ain't hot? I'm like, nope, I'm good. I am good. So other than that, everything's been smooth with me. Like I said, the views from the first video, I just appreciate everyone. make sure not only you watch the video, but you hit the button at the bottom and subscribe to my channel so you'll get updated when I do post new videos and things like that. And like I said, but this episode for the most part is going to be about two topics. What is sickle cell? Because I get that question asked to this very day. It don't matter. Calm down. Because like I said, there's not a lot of knowledge out there about sickle cell. So I get that question asked on a recent, from probably like every week from someone. What is sickle cell? And then two, how do we, people with sickle cell, deal with it? Like our symptoms and how to operate throughout the day and things like that. So those are going to be the two topics today. First and foremost, sickle cell. What is sickle cell? Now, I'm going to try to explain this to the best of my capabilities without all the doctor technical terms and things like that. It is a hereditary disease that is passed down from the parents. So your mom and dad both have to have sickle cell. Either it could be the trait, they both can have the trait and pass it down to you, or one can have the trait and the other had the full-blown disease and pass it down to you. That's how you get sickle cell. And that was the dilemma my mom was going through, because the whole time she thought she was good. She knew she had sickle cell, but my father at the time, till this day, till he passed away, he says that he doesn't have sickle cell, and that can't be, because one person just can't pass it down to the child. So, like my brother, in his case, his dad didn't have sickle cell, but my mom had the trait, and he just has the trait, so he's good. But as far as my mother and father, he had to have something to pass it down to me for me to have the full-blown disease. So that's how I got sickle cell and the conditions and symptoms that come along with it. And sickle cell, meaning-wise, it's a autoimmune disease, so it has to deal with the blood. And when I say the blood, it's dealing with the red blood cells and the white blood cells. So a normal person, we all have red and white blood cells, and they're both circular shaped, so they just flow through the blood vessels with ease. And so that's just normal conditions. But when it comes to us with sickle cell, our white blood cells are high and are not affected. But when it comes to our red blood cells, they're about half of what we should have, and they don't create or reproduce more as effectively as a normal person. So our red blood cells are not even shaped the same as circular round blood cells, and that's what carries oxygen throughout the body through our bloodstreams to get to certain body parts. So the red blood cells are shaped like a sickle. I don't know if you don't know the tool, a sickle, that's where it gets its name, but it's kind of like a L kind of curve shape. Some can be flat, but it flows through the bloodstream with the oxygen to other parts of the body, and they clog up in the bloodstream, the vessels, and that will cause pain. So the best way I could describe that for you is like a river. And say a river is just flowing at a frequent place. Water is getting to where it needs to the village, to down below, everything like that. And say a boulder falls into that river. Once that boulder falls into the river, then the river is just going to divide and water is just going to go the way that it possibly can. And then on top of that, another boulder is thrown into the river, and then another one, and it just keeps clogging up and building up and building up until that river flow is blocked off. So that's how it is with us when it comes to our blood vessels. The flow to the rest of our body is blocked off, that brings the oxygen. So that what causes the pain in our, whether it's your arms, your stomach, your back, your legs, wherever it is. That's what causes the pain, because the red blood cells are not getting to the body. So that's the best way I can describe it to you for people that don't know what sickle cell is. So that's why we stay in constant pain, and we have to keep things like heating pads, dress warm, and massaging our certain body parts to keep that blood flow going, so that blood can constantly flow through and get to that region in the body. Now, symptoms when it comes to sickle cell, like I said, I'm 29 years old. I had sickle cell myself, so most of the symptoms I deal with and I've gone through. It may not been as severe as you or uh, in certain parts of the body, but I have felt them all at different times of my life. The most common are going to be the pains when it comes to stomach, back, chest, probably headaches, knees, legs, things like that. That's going to be the pain that you feel throughout your body. Now it can switch. One time it could go from upper body to lower body. Like for example, story about me. I want to say in my 20, when I was 20, I know it was when I freshly got out of high school. It was probably like a year after, so 19, 20 years old. That's when I had probably the one of my worst crises, and it was around wintertime. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. Uh, wasn't allowed to eat anything. All I can eat was ice and drink water. Had to have two surgeries. Uh, had to get gallbladder removed and kidney stones removed because that's what was causing pain in my stomach. And when you had that pain in your stomach, it's just a excruciating pain. My cousin, when we was younger, he would ask me, cause like I would go home to spend time with family for Christmas in Louisiana, and my cousin would ask me what the pain felt like, cause I would be in bed for most of the day just in pain. Uh, and I told him, man, it's just like someone stabbing you constantly in your stomach. It's just a constant stabbing. It's so excruciating that you're bent over in a fetal position crying, like getting kicked in the stomach. That's what I told him. And this was, like I said, I got admitted into the emergency room, was there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Had kidney stones built up in my gallbladder. So they had to go in. First procedure they did, they stuck a tube down my throat to suck out all the gallstones that could come through. And then the second procedure was 2 days later. Still couldn't eat anything. So I'm just in there. I'm probably about 140 pounds, just withering away. No meat on my body, anything like that. And it was snowing. Like this was around, like I said, December time, January. So in the hospital around that time was hard. Second procedure was cut open 4 times. Right in the middle of the stomach, right above the belly button, and a slit right in the belly button. Then two on the side where my kidney was at, one up top and one below. And they stuck 4 tubes through them and just sucked out my gallbladder. And when I tell you those kidney stones, they were about that big each. So twice the size of an egg, and I had a lot of them in me. So that's what was causing pain in my body, my stomach wise. If you have sickle cell, you have to constantly get checked out, like MRI for headaches. That's one thing I experienced. I had throbbing headaches to where I had to go in the room, lay down, turn everything off, TV, lights, put my phone on do not disturb, all that and take some pain medicine and just lay down and go to sleep until that pain has gone away. Eyes, get your eyes checked out twice a year, because I wear glasses. I'm supposed to wear them, but I don't wear them as much as I do. I'm nearsighted, so my left eye is worse than my right eye, especially when it comes to seeing things at a distance. So get your eyes checked out, wear your glasses, because like I said, the blood vessels are affected, so they don't create as many red blood cells as they need to, so they deteriorate. And that's what happened with our brain too. So you have to get CAT scans, MRIs, things like that to make sure things are functioning upright in your body, your head, brain, ears. Get your ears checked out. I get constant ringing at times, and it's always like my left ear. It'll be like I could just be standing up doing something, and it just come out of nowhere. It's like a screeching, and I have to stop everything I'm doing and grab my ear and try to like rub it out. It's just a screeching sound that keeps going, like coming and going, coming and going. And like I said, I don't know when ever, like I don't know how to prepare myself or when it's ever coming. Dental, go get your teeth clean and things like that. We deal with things like discoloration, gum disease, things like that. So make sure you go get your teeth worked on. I have nosebleeds, but it's not as common. You're gonna have seizures, uh, cramping in the hands and the feet area. Like the arches of my feet get cramps like every day that I'm like stomping on the ground trying to get it out. Cramping in the thigh area, the leg area, to where it's just stiff. You can't move it, so I'm massaging. I got my heating pad right beside my bed or wherever and things like that. Just massaging my leg, getting the blood flow going. Cramping in my hands. I just go to pick something up, then my hand just gets stuck like that for like a minute, and I'm trying to shake it out, and it just can be like at any position. Uh, Chest pains was like a throbbing pain that would feel like my chest was gonna explode out of my chest. So it was just a throbbing pain. My back pain would be a sharp shooting pain in my back, especially around my kidney areas. That's where I had the worst pains that I dealt with, my kidney area. Uh, Stomach, I already told you about that. Now, since I got older, most of my pain, I want to say after 24, 25, is the hip, thigh, knee area. And with us with sickle cell, some of us you might have to get hip surgery at an early age, probably like 30s, 20s. And that's because the blood flow is not getting down to the lower extremities of your body. So say a normal person probably have to have hip surgery at 70. We have to have probably hip surgery at like 30, after 30 years old, if not sooner, depending on how the blood flow is going through, getting to our body. So hip area, thighs, I always come home, turn on my heating pad, throw them on my thighs. It could be my right thigh or my left thigh, just depending on where the pain is, or it could be both. So dealing with jaundice growing up was tough, because jaundice, if you don't know what that means, is yellowing in the eyes. So if you could tell, I have yellow in the eyes. My pupils are not white. So dealing with that growing up, I was picked on, teased a lot. I mean, constant thing kids do, man. I was a jokester, so I didn't really take it as that. My mom, she like always looks me in the eye, and she can tell when I'm getting sick. So if your eyes are just a mid yellow type, or once they get dark, then that's when you know something's wrong. So I got constantly picked on, and the questions they were asked, like they were up front, what's wrong, or you look like this or whatever. And then oh, do you do drugs, do you smoke? And when I was younger, it really didn't affect me until I got out into the real world. So when I got out into the real world, and say for instance, like no lie, it has affected me on job interviews. I would go to job interviews, and as I grew up, I was taught old school to always look a person in the eye, give them that respect, or let them know the person you're dealing with, and like I said, give them that respect. So I always looked the interview in the eyes, and I could tell they wanted to say something, but they never did. When they looked me in the eyes, I could tell, I can read it in their minds, in the back of their minds, what they were thinking. Oh, you do drugs, you smoke, things like that, just because my eyes were yellow. So things like that, yellowing of the skin, uh, lack of energy, exhaustion. Sometimes it's tough for me to even get out of bed in the morning. Uh, some people, I hate when you get the constant, oh, you lazy, or things like that. I'm like, no, I just don't have the energy to do this. Like, I don't have an appetite to eat. Like, I could go all day and probably only eat one thing out of the whole day. No appetite, just exhausted. Like, every little thing that a normal person can do, like if they say take out the trash or bend over to clean something, things like that, that takes a ton of energy out of us, and we're exhausted after that. Fatigue, nearsightedness, cramping, person that's nearsighted. Pretty much that's what all that the symptoms when it comes to sickle cell that you had to deal with. I know there's gonna be some other things that I miss and I'll get back to, but those are the things that I could think of right off the bat. Things that I dealt with and still going through, because like I said, I still get asked that question to this day. And if you're like me, I'm a person that's not really open, so I don't. It's not too many people that know I have sickle cell besides family members and friends. So when it came to jobs and things like that, I would have to tell them probably like that first day or week that I have sickle cell, because I don't want them to think I'm just missing work just because. It's like, no, I'm going through something, like I have to take PTO time off and things like that, just to get back up to that level where I could perform and come in and things like that, or even just leave work early. But yeah, I don't open up too much, so that's one thing I had to learn to do. And there's two other big things that I want to get to before this video is over. I know a lot of people with sickle cell don't know, but you need to know the type of sickle cell that you have. Like when I said earlier, my type of sickle cell that I have, I either had the SS or the beta type of sickle cell. Now there's 5 different versions of sickle cell, if you didn't know, and you need to go get checked out and tested if you have sickle cell, so you know which area you're in. Now SS, that's the highest one, the 5th highest one on the scale. That's going to be your most severe conditions, your most admittance into hospitals, emergency rooms, things like that. So first and foremost, that's the most common sickle cell when it comes to us. Like I said, I think I had SS, and that's the 5th version. The 4th version is the hemoglobin SE. It's the second most common, but it's not as severe. It's less severe than the SS, so your dealings are like probably on a lower level. The third, the hemoglobin SB beta, and that has to do with the red blood cells. So depending on how you take care of your body, if you're eating right, drinking enough water, things like that, it has to do with the red blood cells. So if your red blood cells can replenish and create more red blood cells, you should be in good condition. The 4th is the hemoglobin SB beta 0. Now that is, when it comes to that, that's more like a poor prognosis that a lot of people don't have that version. Like say out 1 out of 10 people, 1 person might have that. It's less treated, or less people have it, that version. So and then the 5th one is the hemoglobin SD, SE, and SO. That's gonna be the rare symptom one, not as severe, things like that. Like you can probably go through the day with those symptoms and not have any problems or any setbacks like the ones higher up than that. And the people with the traits, like our family members, our siblings, my mom, like I said, my brother had the trait, so they can go through the day without feeling anything or have any symptoms, things like that. So yeah, those are the 5 different types of sickle cell, and the severe and mid-level and moderate type of ones that you have. So get tested, know your history. Like I said, when it comes to sickle cell, people with African descent, Indian, Saudi Arabian, Mediterranean backgrounds, check your family history, man. There's Asian people with sickle cell. There's white people with sickle cell. Hispanic people with sickle cell. So it's not just a black thing. Everyone out there can have sickle cell. Just know your family history and know where you come from, so you can go back and get tested and things like that. And it's not just about sickle cell. When it comes to diabetes, when it comes to cancer, when it comes to heart disease, know your family history. So go back, get tested, ask mom, grandmother, things like that. And the last thing that I wanted to get to before I get out of here is, last Thursday. So if you're seeing this video last Thursday, if you can anyway, Google or Instagram or anything like that, there was a bill passed on sickle cell about getting more treatment, more clinical trials, more tests run, more medication, things like that. So there was an act passed. So they're going to start treating sickle cell as more of a top-notch disease out there. So that's a good thing. So they're getting the ball rolling with talking about that, and hopefully when it comes down to the next generation after that, they can help more and have the knowledge of things when it comes to sickle cell. So that's what I wanted to get to today. Like I said, I hope everyone has a blessed day. And like I said, if anyone wants to connect with me or talk to me, you can hit my email. My email is jcarter, JCARTER 0755 at yahoo.com. I'll respond. We can talk about what you're going through, same things that I'm going through. and let you know that you're not alone out here dealing with this. So you can hit my email, social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, things like that. You'll see at the bottom I post them, and even on the side of the video I post that and the links to them. My Instagram is just same old Carter. So same underscore OL underscore Carter. Twitter, same old Carter, one word, and then Facebook, Jesus Carter. Jesus was given to me by my Mexican grandmother. So if you're asking why I have Jesus in my name, I have a Mexican grandmother that I was raised by, Papa Johnny, Grandma Lupe. Uh, yeah, I was their mijo. They stayed right next door to my grandmother. So when I came down to Texas in the summer, that's where I spent majority of the time with when my grandmother went to work. They would babysit me, and they treated me like one of their own. So yeah, like I said, we'll get in more depth. We'll talk more. You'll get to know about me, see the things I deal with on an everyday basis. And the third episode, I'm gonna be talking about my regiment. If you don't know, I'm on a strict, I don't want to say diet, but eating habit when it comes to what I put in my body. Like I said, our body is like a garden, so what you feed it is what you get out of it. So I cook all my food during the week, fruits, vegetables. I fix me a shake. Uh, I don't eat out fast food except when it comes to the weekend. I can't get away from wings. It's just in me. Wings, Parmesan garlic, or just buffalo hot, spicy, burn in your mouth wings. So, yeah. But other than that, hope y'all have a blessed one, and hope to talk to y'all more.